It's an Oddworld.
Hey oddballs, I'm your host Jensen, and welcome to episode 40. April showers bring May flowers. Am I right? I just had to, I'm sorry. Anyhow, what up guys? We're in April, and it's April 5th to be exact. And guess what? If it's your birthday today, happy birthday. And I'm going to read from the birthday book and tell you a little bit about yourself. Here we go.
Happy birthday.
Those born on this day are admired for their strength of purpose and the forceful, determined way in which they work toward achieving their ambitions. Indeed, once enthralled by the light emanating from their star of inspiration, they will firmly set their eyes on their vision and refuse to allow themselves to be deflected from making steady progress toward its attainment. The motivations that inspire such tenacity may be varied. Some April 5th people are fired by social or humanitarian mission, others by their desire to achieve perfect artistry, while all yearn to be the best. This determination to achieve their goals is even more pronounced in those also born in the Chinese Year of the Dragon. The urge to climb to the top of their professions is not fueled by personal vanity or a craving to be showered with acclaim. Rather, it arises because they are perfectionists and feel compelled to conquer any challenge that presents itself. Their prodigious organizational powers, as well as their steadfast and logical approach, bestow on them enormous potential to realize their lofty aims. Despite the seriousness that they accord to their intellectual pursuits, they are not wholly absorbed by their work and, when off duty, play hard and enjoy themselves. They are caring friends and family members who enjoy bringing pleasure to others and are typically extremely indulgent with their children. Particularly for the men, however, their attention may frequently be distracted by the irresistible lure of their impersonal ambitions, and insufficient attention may be paid to meeting the emotional needs of their intimate associates. Their virtues are intellectual, visionary, methodical. Their vices are focused, imbalanced, and self-absorbed. So, happy birthday again to you April 5th babies. And well, let's move on to stories.
This comes from no_gas_7993 on Reddit.
This happened 2 or 3 years ago. It was a normal night. I went to bed at my usual sleeping time. As usual, I would dream a lot of weird stuff. But this time, it actually scared me a little. I saw myself laying on the bed with the covers over my head. And in the dream, I was floating above my body. I couldn't describe the feeling at that moment, but it felt so weird and unnatural. I remember asking myself, how the hell am I floating? And why can I see myself laying in the bed? I tried to get closer to my body, and the moment I touched my own body, I woke up gasping for air. I felt suffocated, probably being under the covers for too long. Not sure it was just a surreal dream or a real out-of-body experience. Anyhow, it's kind of scary but interesting at the same time. Nope. Don't like that. I mean, I've definitely woke up suffocating under my pillows or blankets or whatnot, but I've definitely never seen myself floating above the bed. That would scare the hell out of me. I would say that was definitely probably an out-of-body experience. That is so creepy to me, and that is not something I would want to experience. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, have you had an experience like that? Because these stories really send a chill down my spine. So we're just going to move on to the next story.
This comes from SerinFel on Reddit.
Around 2005, I had what I believe was an out-of-body / astral projection experience. Let me preface with this. I have been a lucid dreamer since I was a kid, and I know when I'm dreaming. This experience was not a dream. That said, let's get into it. On a November night, the skies were overcast where I lived at the time. The night in general was normal, until after going to bed. I had gone to sleep early that night, and sometime later in the night, I came to an unfamiliar place. I was flying maybe 3 feet, a meter, above what appeared to be a recently paved 2-lane road. The tarmac looked like it was only days old, and the lane lines were crisp and new looking. I didn't have anything for reference of speed or how fast I was traveling down this winding road, other than the trees I was passing. Trees densely bracketed either side of the road in never-ending numbers. Their leafless boughs reaching in an arching canopy over the road, but not reaching in its center. I don't know what kind of trees they were. They resembled a cross between a poplar and an oak. Leafless, smooth gray bark. But they had a lot of spindly branches that started maybe 2 meters above the ground and reached over the road like arched corridors of a cathedral. The trees didn't reach all the way to the center, however, with a lane width of space between the numerous reaching branches, allowing me to see the sky, which was the deepest, darkest, and purest blue night sky I've ever seen. The moon dominated the dark sky like an illuminated yet unseeing eye, and there was not one star visible. Yet there were no clouds and the sky was clear. After a few minutes of getting over the awe of the situation and the fact that I was flying down a road I didn't recognize, I realized I had no body, and my feelings were limited. There was no anger or hate, no love or lust, no hot or cold or pain, only a profound curiosity driving me onward. My vision was perfect, and it wasn't limited to a cone-shaped field of view in front of me. I could see in 360 degrees simultaneously, and it felt perfectly normal, as this is the part of my question I will come back to later. I could focus on my vision in a particular direction, but I was still aware of everything around me. Despite however good my vision was, I do not recall having heard anything. Not the whistle of the wind through the boughs of the trees, or the rustle of the grass on the forest floor to either side of the road. There was a perfect, impenetrable silence. At this point, I briefly panicked, asking myself in my mind, is my body safe? Immediately, I could simultaneously see everything as I flew down the road. And I could see myself from above sleeping peacefully in my bed, safe and sound. Satisfied, I returned my full attention to the road. I felt a profound curiosity and had the sense that if I just kept going, I would find the answers to any questions I could ever ask at the end of the road. I also felt like, despite this place seeming to be physical, it was not any place on Earth as we know it. The how and why of it, I do not know. And I was neither alarmed by this nor did I question it. As if it were perfectly normal to be flying down a strange road I've never seen and without any physical form, like a psychic drone or ROV. After what was probably a total of 10 or 15 minutes, I randomly asked in my mind, where the hell am I? Something heard me. My progress was immediately arrested, as if someone reached out a strong arm and blocked my path, halting me in my psychic tracks on the way to the astral cookie jar. It was not hostile. It did not harm me. Nor did it communicate with me in any way other than me having the feeling that I had just been caught somewhere I was not supposed to be. On my way to a place I had no earthly business being at that time in my life, and its job was to send me back. Whatever astral form I had was dismissed, and I opened my eyes back in my body in my bed. Wide awake, alert. Not at all like I had just been asleep, but almost as if I had just gotten back from a quiet walk. I've never been back to the road, and I've never had a similar AP experience since. I don't know where it was, and I have never believed that the experience was something as simple as a dream. Flying down the road felt almost hyper-real, if that's possible. Feeling more real at the moment than it feels typing this now. I also don't believe that what I was seeing was a construct created by my physical mind in order to comprehend what my astral mind was experiencing. It felt real. There were 0 drugs involved in this experience. No hallucinogens to trigger or influence an experience. The most I had consumed before bed was dinner and an iced tea. My question is regarding the vision in the astral, for those with more experience than I. Can you see in 360 degrees when you astral project? Or do you see it differently in your astral form? Is your vision determined by your choice of form? Like the difference between astral projecting in a drone form, like I did, versus astral projecting in a full humanoid form. I would actually expect this could be the case if you're forcing your projected consciousness into a form that naturally has a limited field of view. But maybe it doesn't matter, which is why I ask. I look forward to any replies. I mean, I've flown in a dream before, but I didn't see 360, and I'm pretty sure I was not astral projecting because I just have really weird dreams to begin with. They're always off the wall. Sometimes they're freaking terrifying, but I'm really curious. First of all, do you astral project? Second of all, have you had an experience like this person has where they see 360 in a dream? I don't know why, but an owl comes to mind because, they turn their head around, they can see 360. What I'm gathering from what this person said is that they were able to see 360 the entire time, which is an interesting thought. Like, even if you're focused forward, you can still see everything around you. So that's kind of different, and I don't know if it's creepy or not. It's just bizarre, honestly. And I would love to know if someone else has had this experience. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And well, it's an odd world after all.
Oddballs. go follow us on It's an Odd World After All podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Also, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. If you have a story you would like to share, email us at it'sanoddworldafterall@gmail.com or message us on one of our social platforms. Don't forget to share us with your family and friends. And check out our website, it'sanoddworldafterall.com.